Hi, I'm Cithryth. This is my first true sit-through games video, and I'll be doing a walkthrough of the game Dear Esther. For this playthrough, I made sure that I did not get any spoilers or get very much information about the game at all. All I knew was that it's an exploration game where a story is told to you and the general theme is grief. I will just give the warning now, if you watch this video, you will be spoiled. So if you want to experience it for yourself, I recommend not watching this video until you've done so. There will be 4 parts, this being the first, for the 4 different chapters of Dear Esther. So, here's part 1.
Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
So we've got some sea breeze going on. You can see some kind of tower in the distance, flashing. Broken boat, old lighthouse. Beneath the music you can hear, sounds like ghosts moaning, I would say. Some blue sky. Some light shining through. Maybe that represents hope. I don't know. What's in here? Oh, I've got a flashlight. That's handy. Left click zooms in, I guess. Toilet. It's pretty standard. Some sheet music. Can't tell what that says. It looks like it's in Greek. Paint cans. Another toilet. Oh wait. I think I got turned around. That was the original toilet. Not sure what to do with this place, if there's anything you can do with it. Another old broken boat. Not sure how to get into the lighthouse part. So I'll explore this shed first. Water cylinder, paint cans, paint cans. High road or low road? High road or low road? I'll take the low road because I like the ocean. This is definitely a very different experience than, say, Proteus, because the graphics are obviously at a much different level, and having a story laid out for you and some narration definitely directs you more. Getting to a little beach. Kind of wish you could walk faster. Crushed cage of some sort. More cages. Fishing, I imagine.
When you were born, your mother told me, a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums, just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6, and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
That's kind of weird. So, am I supposed to be Esther then? For now, that's how I'll interpret it. I am Esther. It's also a bit odd that my apparent only talent is crying when there's nothing going on. Not sure how I feel about that.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings, and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
Okay. So, plane crash? That's interesting. The seatbelts definitely make me think plane crash. Although, I suppose some kind of boat wreck is possible. So, was I part of this plane crash? If I was part of this plane crash, then why did the author, narrator, guy, whatever, I'll call him narrator.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid, or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Okay. With every furthered narration, I get a little more confused, I'll be honest. So, okay, so what do we have so far? So far we have plane crash, and I am maybe Esther. I maybe was in this plane crash. The author was definitely part of this plane crash. Others have also crashed onto this island in unrelated events, possibly. They carve into the cliffs. I assume that cliff is the one being spoken about, because I don't see any lines here yet. And there's some kind of infection, possibly metaphorical, possibly a mental infection, possibly not, possibly zombies. I don't know. We'll see. Some kind of markers ahead. That's ominous. Here's a marker. Do we get anything from you? No.
We are not like Lot's wife, you and I. We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did. No tired old man parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
Okay, I don't know a whole lot about biblical themes. I mean, I'm an English major, I know some stuff, duh, but I mean, I've never read the Bible, I've never been to Sunday school, so I'm not super familiar with that stuff, but I believe Lot and his wife were told to flee a city and not to turn back. And then his wife did turn back. She turned to salt? I don't know. But I think from that previous narration, two things to get out of that were there's nothing to turn back to. Our previous life perhaps was not very great, or not worth looking at. But there's something to be found on this island. This island seems really huge, and I don't know how to explore all of it. Oh, there's a shipwreck over there, it looks like. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna go look at that. And a cave, like the Goonies. Although I don't feel like this story is anything like the Goonies.
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Okay, I don't know what that means. Also, I'm beginning to wonder if maybe I'm getting these out of order, maybe I'm not exploring in the right way, I'm not sure. Maybe once I've explored the whole island, everything will come together. But now, who is Paul? What responsibility has made him old? Is he, like, a lover? A family member? Who's the narrator? Is the narrator my father? Is the narrator my lover? This cave sounds pretty creepy.
I threw my arms wide and the cliff opened out before me, making this rough home. I transferred my belongings from the bothy on the mount and tried to live here instead. It was cold at night, and the sea lapped at the entrance at high tide. To climb the peak, I must first venture even deeper into the veins of the island, where the signals are blocked altogether. Only then will I understand them, when I stand on the summit and they flow into me, uncorrupted.
Okay, that kind of reminds me of Castaway. Ooh, pretty. Some kind of star with a moon in it, or tree, star, nebula, I don't know. Definitely chemical-y stuff, but I don't know enough about chemistry to know what this is. Which makes me feel bad because both of my parents are chemists. This, from farther back, reminded me of a squid or something, but I'm not sure. Another kind of crack-looking tree thing. Oh, what's this? Oh, I guess the luminous paint he's been using. More crack tree chemical type things. Oh, a little piece of paper. Freaky. I want to explore this shipwreck over here as well. Can I do that? Can I swim? Do I just sink? I kind of just sink. Oh. Whoa. Weird. Okay, I guess I'm not supposed to swim. Apparently I die, I think. That was weird. Alright, I guess I won't do that then. Even though I want to. Guess I'll go back the way I came up that way.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that. It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
That's pretty weird. So apparently there's lots of dead people on this island, basically. There's some kind of incident that made everything polluted. Very interesting. Now we're to these monuments. Another chemical symbol that I have no idea what it means. Maybe it's related to whatever is polluting this island. I am not sure. Which way to go? Which way to go? Which way to go? Let's go this way. Towards the light. Oh crap, there's so many ways to go. I want to explore all of them. Let's go this way. Yes, let's go this way. Is this even a path? I don't think it is. No, this isn't a path. I'll go this way. I feel like I'm walking slower, but maybe I'm not. Well, this is strange.